What's going on, guys? It's Kraken King coming back at you, and today is October 19th, 2020, and it's wood cutting season again. So though I haven't been active, I have been building and things like that. It's just been really busy, but I've had a lot of interest in this Harbor Freight wood splitter and also the Harbor Freight chainsaw sharpener. So I figured I would do a review or just kind of a quick little update on how this is performing, how many years I've possibly had it, and if it will split a 6-inch round. I've currently got, this measures 10 inches from outside to outside, the inside's 9.5, we'll just call it a 9-inch round. How about that? I've squared it up because that's something that you'll need to do when you're cutting in the field. You got to make sure that when you're cutting these, you cut them straight and not at an angle, otherwise this pusher will just slide it right out or it'll kick out. So square your cuts. But anyways, if you're interested in an update on the Harbor Freight wood splitter and the Harbor Freight chainsaw sharpener, then stick around. Alright, well, getting right into it. Can't remember, might have been David Patrick. He commented and asked if I would show the full throw of the ram, because I guess I didn't do that in the other. And also, he says he's got 6-inch rounds and he doesn't know if it'll cut it. I told him in the comments that I've cut 12 inches. I've cut more bigger round than you should cut on this. And to do that real quick is I've cut, oh man, I bet you close to 20-inch round. The key is what you need to do is get a little block of wood, and what you want to do is prop it up like this, the big round, and you just want to get a little bottom of this wedge on there and start the split, and then lower the little block a little bit more and finish the split. Then you can turn it 180, and then you can kind of cheat and cut a lot bigger rounds than they want you to. But this is a first attempt. Just spread this up. It's about 9.5 inches. We'll call it 9 inches round. Let's just see if it splits it. And then I'll show you the throw of the ram with some tape measures and a little, I guess, update, walk around, and then we'll move over to the chainsaw sharpener. So here we go. And that's it. So now I will show you some things that you probably want to know and I wish I would have known. So when you're in the field and you're cutting these, you want to try to make sure that you cut the length right about there is about 21 inches. There's a little dimple on this push piece here. It kicks it out a little. So it's best to measure from the center. And it looks like roughly it's about, well, it's exactly 20.5 inches edge to edge. So cut your rounds 20 inches or under. So when you're in the field, you want to cut your rounds 20 inches at maximum. I would prefer to have a little wiggle room, so I usually try to cut mine my bar length, and I don't know what it, oh, here it is. Yeah, my bar is 16 inches, or I don't know what it is. 16 inches from the rake to the tip. So And just to be frank with you guys, I am not a professional. I am just a regular old guy that's trying to learn all this stuff. Been cutting wood for my homestead for, I don't know, 3 years, 4, 5 years, something like that. More than 3. I use the steel. Might as well just show you some of you guys. Some of you guys are going to be bitching and crying about me showing you other stuff, but I use the steel MS-251. Got it on trade. Beat the hell out of it. Unfortunately, for the chainsaw sharpener, it's just going to be a walk around, because when I dug this thing out, it was already full of fuel and oil, and the chain was sharp. So I'm just thankful the gas didn't spoil. But I won't be needing to sharpen my chains for a while. But if you guys are interested in me sharpening my chain again, I'll throw you on the tripod and you can go along. I'll try to go through a mock sharpen just to kind of show you the little tricks and trades. Anyways, here's the throw. So, from where it was and to where the back of it is, looks to be 17 inches from where it started from the back to here, and looks like there's about 4 inches left of a gap. You're going to have to deal with that, either with a splitting wall or something. If that's not the measurement you guys want to know, then 4 inches is left here. It's 20 and a half inches from here to here. You do the math. You'll figure out what you need to know. Other than that, the pump has worked great. I've got 220 here at the shop, so it should be able to provide what it needs. I hope. You can probably see the lights dim. It is what it is. The motor hasn't burned up. Still has this dead man switch that I haven't modified, which I would love. I'd love to be able to just flip it on and use my hand to hold down rounds that are trying to kick out. But I still just use it as it is stock. All the nuts and bolts haven't loosened up. I haven't had any leaks out the back. The gaskets are still holding all the oil. The pump and everything seems to work well. I haven't changed my fluid yet, and I doubt I will, because I'm just mean on stuff. That's the way it is. But I would recommend that you guys do. You guys that are new to it, there is a little bitty screw up here that you'll need to remove prior to splitting wood, otherwise it will blow out your seals. So you unscrew this little relief valve, and it allows the pressure to get off this ram, allow it to go in and out. And then when you're done and you store it, you're going to make sure you plug that hole up so you don't have dirt daubers and moisture collecting inside of here. If you have any other questions about this wood splitter, post them in the comments below and I will get back with you. If you look at my videos, that's probably about the most consistent thing I'm good at, is replying to comments. So now I will bring you guys on around to the chainsaw sharpener. Alright, well, here is the Harbor Freight chainsaw sharpener. You'd have to probably go back and look at my channel if you really want to know how many years I've had it, but I bet you I've had it close to 5 or more than 5 years, and I've been using it every year. Now it only gets used a few times a year unless I'm cutting a bunch. So the cord held up well. It's kind of stiff, so it's not silicone. In the cold, it's kind of hard to bend. So you want to train your cord on however you want to do it in the summer, and then whenever it gets winter, it'll kind of keep that shape. I just keep mine wrapped up. I've mounted mine on a board for convenience. You can mount it on stuff like this, so when you're in the field, you can mount it on the side of the tractor fender or whatever. You can sharpen your blade in the field. I have not yet purchased a rat tail file, but I believe that would be the way to go. It's just a file, much easier than this. But other than that, this slide has been holding up good. The spring still works. It's not sticky. The plastics have held up well. The little eyelets down here for your spring retainers have held up to being beat and thrown around in the truck, and these little plastic pieces, nothing has broken off that I've seen. The angle swivel still works well. Everything seems to still function good. I haven't even oiled it up. Springs are still there. All the screws are still tight. And now for the things that have wore out on this. Now the blade still seems to be great. I mean, I should have a lot more life in it. The only thing that has failed on this blade is the sticker. It's come off. And now when you turn it on, you can kind of hear that sticker flapping. That doesn't hurt the performance at all, and so I don't give a crap about it. The other thing that has started to fail are these little rubber grommets that keep the screw from backing out. Once you set your settings, these little grommets are starting to split and fall apart, especially this one up here on the top. It's almost all the way gone, but I still can get it set. The other con is the guys were saying that when you bring it down, it's not consistent. Because if you notice, and I don't know if you can notice, but you got a little bit of left and right here. It's a little wonky. So whenever I'm cutting, I set up with the same pull. I pull a little to the right and a little down. You just have to be consistent. If you pull down like this and a little to the left and hold it and get your sharpened blade like that, the next time you do it, you don't want to be pulling this away from the other side. It'll throw it off. So just learn your sharpener. Yours might be tight. You might even be able to tighten this up, but I'm just still sharp enough that I'm pretty consistent. I know the tolerances and where to pull, how to be consistent, and I can usually sharpen a blade in about 10 minutes. The other thing is, they're saying that when you lay your chain in here and you just hit this little clamp, that the clamp cocks the chain sideways. What I've always done is when I roll my chain around here, I lift it up just a little bit. I pull this a little bit in to kind of bring in the slack, so the guide will be there, and then I lay the chain down on top of this and I final clamp it, so it raises it up a bit. But whenever I adjust these, I have it set like that already, so that way I know whenever I roll it around, I have to do that every time. It just becomes a process to where you just raise it up, you pull the chain over, pull it back against your setting here, line it up, lift it up, pull the same way, consistent, 1, 2, 3, boom, move to the next one, pull it back to this setting so it's set on your depth or your whatever. I raise the chain up a little bit, grip it, push it down where it's level, grip it, boom, boom, boom. So those are some of the things I might not have said in the first video. Other than that, it's been working well, and I will be using it once my saw starts spitting out dust. So if you have any other questions concerning either one of these two products, just leave them down in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. And if you would like to see a chain being sharpened on a 5-year-old chainsaw sharpener, just post it in the comments below, and I won't promise that I'll make it, but if I do have time to actually get all this stuff set up. The main problem is editing. I don't mind putting these out raw, but there's a lot of things that need to be trimmed down, be concise, to the point, boiled down like peanut brittle, because people don't want to eat a bunch of fluff. So anyways, thanks for watching. As always, hit the thumbs up. Just makes me giggle every time I see one, and post a comment below, and I will see you in the next one.